Scaling your business might be the worst decision you ever make. For years, I kept telling my kids the same thing. Once I fix this, I can be with you. Different problem, same sentence, every single time. And it wasn't because I lacked discipline, it wasn't the wrong systems, and it wasn't a mindset problem. Scaling has a cycle built into it that most people never see. And every single step of that cycle looks exactly like progress. And once I show you what it is, I think you're gonna look at your next growth move very differently. Here's what actually happens every time you scale. You make a move, new hire, new market, new offer, new location. It works, revenue goes up, the business gets bigger, and then immediately things start to break. The system that worked for 5 clients doesn't work for 15. The communication that worked with 2 people breaks down with 5. The process that ran on your personal oversight now needs documentation, training, supervision, accountability, because other people are doing it now and they're not you. So you stop, you stabilize, you fix it, and then the business is running again. You breathe, you think, okay, now I can take a step back. And then the next opportunity appears, and it's a good one. So you push again, and the cycle starts over. Push, break, stabilize. Push, break, stabilize. And here's what that cycle is costing you, because it's not just time. Every time you push, you pull yourself back in. Because the only person who can rebuild stability in a destabilized business is the person who knows how it's supposed to work. You. Every growth move temporarily makes you more necessary, not less. If you're always in that cycle, you're never actually free. You're just in between growth moves. I can tell you exactly what that looked like in my appraisal business. Every time I tried to expand, whether that be adding a new appraiser or a new territory, it was never just that one thing. It was always a domino effect. Adding one appraiser didn't just add one appraiser. It added licensing compliance, documentation, training, AMC relationships, communication, overhead. Every single expansion created 5 more systems that didn't exist before. And every single time I thought I was getting ahead, I was actually just building a bigger version of a business that needed me to run it. The thing I kept saying was, once I fix this, I can be with the kids. And I meant it. Every single time I meant it. I wasn't lying to them. I was only lying to myself. Not intentionally, but because I genuinely didn't know what the cycle was doing. The problem always got fixed. I always stabilized. And then another opportunity would come up and it became the new thing and the kids kept growing up. I found my peace when I finally stopped doing that. Not when I got smarter, not when I built better systems, when I just stopped. Think about what scaling actually is. Physically, structurally. It's like building a skyscraper. You put up 10 floors, it's stable, it holds, you can walk away from it. But if you want to add 5 more floors, you can't just stack them on top, because the foundation wasn't built for that load. You have to reinforce, redesign, rebuild from the base before you can build up. And once you do, once you've built that 15-floor building, you can stop. It's solid, it runs, it holds weight without you standing underneath it. Or you could build 5 more floors, in which case, back to the foundation. There is nothing wrong with building a skyscraper. Some people genuinely love that process. The constant adjustment, the new challenges at every level, the complexity of managing something that keeps changing. For some CEOs, that's the point. That's what makes them feel alive. If that's you, push as far as you want. That's a legitimate and fulfilling thing. But if what you actually want is to live a peaceful and present life, to be there for your family in a way that isn't constantly interrupted by the next structural crisis, then you have to understand something clearly. Every time you push past the stable part of your business, you are trading the life you have for the promise of a better life later. And later keeps moving. Scaling has no natural stopping point. That's just the nature of what it is. There will always be a next move, another market, another offer, another hire that unlocks the next level. The opportunities are real and they are endless, which means the only stopping point is the one you choose. Most people never choose it, not because they don't want to, but because the culture has convinced them that stopping says something about who they are. That if you're not pushing, you're falling behind, and that contentment is just ambition that gave up. But I want you to think about the version of your business where things were working. Not perfect, working. Where the revenue was real, you weren't in a crisis, and you had some version of your life back. Did you stay there? Or did you immediately start looking for the next thing? Because that moment when things were good, that was your floor. You're enough. And most of us climb right past it without ever deciding to. Not because we consciously chose the business over the life, but because nobody told us we had reached something worth holding on to. Scaling is a tool. It is not the goal. If the goal is to build a complex, large, multi-market operation, scale. Use every tool available. Build that skyscraper. But if the goal is enough revenue, enough freedom, enough presence with the people that you built the business to provide for, then the question you should be asking is not, how do I scale this further? It's, did I already get there? And did I even notice? Because the push-stabilize cycle does not end on its own. You end it deliberately by deciding that the floor you're standing on is stable enough and good enough and worth protecting. The most dangerous thing about scaling is not that it breaks your business. It's that it's so easy to keep going that you can miss the life you were building toward while you're building toward it. You are allowed to stop. Not because you ran out of ambition, but because you were smart enough to realize that you already got there. And that what you have right now is worth more than what the next floor might be. If you're ready to figure out what your floor is and build towards it, the application to work with me is in the description below. And if this video was useful, please like and subscribe. I make content like this every week. Thanks.